Tower of Babylon. We have all heard about the seven wonders of the ancient world. There were few wonders of the earth that stood the pangs of time. And out of those seven, one of the most famous one was known as the Great Tower of Babylon. What was that tower? And what was the purpose of that tower? And who built it? In this chapter, we are going to explore the hidden mysteries and also the apparent mysteries of this great ancient universe. So ancient Iraq or Sumeria, as we know it now, it was known as a mystical and a magical place where all the universal languages combined and merged together to give this one global universal language. And the land itself of ancient Sumeria was full of great ancient technology. In fact, so much so that across the global Asian traditions, which then progressed towards the Western anthropology and the Western archaeology teaching dynamics, they started to teach about the history of ancient Babylon. That region is known as the cradle of civilization, where the modern day civilization began. Now they dated to pre-Egyptian dynastic era, and that's 4,000 years. But in the recent archaeological discoveries, we have found some of the pyramids, such as the Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, is at least 7,000 to 8,000 years older than estimated Egyptian pyramids. That will take us back to 12,600 years or 13,000 years. And that was the first time in the recorded actual human history, the first Younger Dryas event that happened. Now, looking at the way Göbekli Tepe is made, it's not something that is carved out of just sand. Each and every brick is constructed and formulated with precise engineering marvel. Civilization was hyper advanced as compared to who we are. And as we know that the pyramids are dated back something around about 4,000 years by the modern day archaeologists, and they are more like mainstream, and they associate the Egyptians who has built these ginormous structures without the help of cranes. But that is incorrect if you start looking at the pre-Egyptian dynastic era, such as the Mayans, the Incas, the Sumerians, and also the Indians. So the actual human history is not as clearly taught to us by the mainstream academics as compared to what it should be. We are going to be exploring further the technological advances that they might have had used in the construction of their ginormous structures. I mean, think about it. Nowadays, we are quite proud of ourselves as the human current society, the modern day civilization, and we think that since we can create mobile phones or have laser or have tablets, we think that we are hyper advanced, and the ancients were some illogical sheep herders, ancient stupid morons. Now, how arrogant you can be if you have this kind of attitude and you're bringing that into studying about the actual historical relics, and that is connected to the technology that was brought in from the other dimensions or the other galaxies. Now, here it gets interesting. If you look around the ruins of Petra, the ruins in the Iraq, the ziggurat, and also the South Indian architecture of the great temples, there's one thing in common, that these phenomenal structures are built from stone bricks. They are precisely cut, they are precisely decorated, and they have a weird form of construction, like they are hypersensitive to sounds. And all of the locations where these pyramids and ancient structures are built, they are built on energy meridian points of planet Earth. And those energy meridian points are the specific points where the land itself sings to the creation. Now, what's that, you may ask? So, the resonance frequency of planet Earth is 4.32 Hertz. That's the natural frequency, or the radio frequency. Although human hearing spectrum cannot comprehend that, but the human cellular structure, it's 100% capable of picking that up. Sometimes you wonder, you go to a place and you have this strange feeling of either heaviness, or sometimes you feel like I should not be here, that gut feeling thing, or the sixth sense thing that we human beings associate ourselves with. Apart from a million other factors, one of the biggest one is there is an energy conflict with the resonance frequency of planet Earth, or the resonance frequency of the constructed building, that is not matching with the resonance frequency of Earth. So if you go to a place and that place, let's say you step into a shopping mall or something, and you feel uncomfortable, sometimes you will feel there's something out of place and you just want to be out of that place. That is what we call the dissonance, means the non-correlation between your energy field and the energy field of the architecture. But on the other hand, if you go to some holy place where people are praying and worshipping, a temple, a mosque, a church, a synagogue, you will feel that connection with the nature and with yourself. You feel lighthearted, and that's what we call the resonance frequency. So your frequency is matching the frequency of the place. And those people who built those pyramids, those temples, those monuments, They were hyper aware of how to harness the energy of the earth, how to extract the energy from the ether, that is your atmosphere, and also how to mix it together by creating certain markings inside or decorations inside the structure to amplify the energy and to attract the human energy field. So when human beings are coming in, they are feeling hyper connected to the divine being. So there's something that human eyes and human ears cannot pick up directly because we, as humans, are limited creatures. Heck, a dog can see a bigger spectrum than us. So, in that sense, human beings, we have to use tools to be able to understand the laws of nature and understanding the frequency of Earth, the frequency of the atmosphere, and the natural frequency or the organic frequency of all the creatures around, including your own body, your own cells. If you match that, it creates a harmony, a chorus. That's why chorus of music, you find it so attractive because you are harmonizing in it. And that's what these ancient architects, they knew and they were aware of that. So that was it for the first episode. Thank you so much for joining us in this great expedition. Stay tuned for the next one. But remember, human soul is an enigma. There are no words that can describe the complexity of the existence.